We are children of Baba and we are masters. So Baba says, I am a Balak and a Malik, and I am the master of two things. I am the master of my senses, I am the self-sovereign, and I am also the master, the Malik of Baba's treasures. Yes, but do you always behave like the master, the one in control, or do you sometimes behave like a slave? Because we say, I am the master, and because I am the child of the master, I am the master. But then sometimes, even in Sangam Yuga, we behave like a slave. So Baba gives us this very good formula that always stay man mana bhav. Yes, so when I am in remembrance of Baba, then instead of my mind becoming my master, I will be the master of my mind. But if I am not in remembrance of Baba, then my mind will become my master. And what is the problem with the mind? You see, the mind has been under the influence of senses, sanskars, environment for 63 births. And the nature of the mind right now is to be very influenced. Yes, so the mind has this habit or this quality of being under the sway, under the trap of my old sanskars, of the body, of the sensual, information, of the environment outside. So that is the quality of the mind. So in order that the mind is influenced by Baba and not by this other stuff, we have to practice to be man manabhav, to be in remembrance of Baba. And when the mind takes over, then everything around you, even the old belief systems, start influencing you. And then the mind is the creator of thoughts and feelings. So then those feelings which are not godly, they start taking over. So Baba says that it is very important to stay man manabhav. And today in Amrit Vela, I was just thinking that we are like those people who are drowning and going downhill in a river, and then Baba comes and holds us. But then if you say I'm tired, if you say I can't be here for very long, and you want to be free, then you again drown more. So we are going downhill anyway. And then only when I'm with Baba am I not going downhill and Baba is pulling us uphill. But if I'm not attentive, I'm not with Baba, then I will be drowning, further and further. And this is very important. So Baba says that, and if you really see, we might sometimes, have this arrogance that I have very good power of discernment, or, I'm wise and I'm sensible. But I have I feel that we are only wise, only sensible, we only have discernment when we are with Baba. And it is completely possible for you to lose all this awareness if for some time you are not in Baba's remembrance. And have you seen there are times when we are not in remembrance and we make mistakes? So that means that yes, I am sensible, yes, I am becoming wise, yes, I am becoming powerful, but that state is again, subject to whether I am in remembrance or not. Because there are times when you know things, but you can't discern it at the right moment because you're not in remembrance of Baba. And I will tell you one thing, there was this one brother, and he was in college, very new, he went to college, and he became an addict. And when his mother brought him to the center, he was 20. And he was such a sweet child and very nice, and he was crying because he had been beaten up because of his addiction. And also I asked him, do you think you're doing the right thing? So he said, no, I know that it is not helping me. I know it is causing me a lot of trouble. And then I asked him, so if it is causing you so much trouble and it is not helping you, then why are you doing it? So he said, because I did not realize when I became an addict. And he said that it was once, twice, it was very normal, very casual. All my friends were having it, and then it just continued, and I did not realize I am becoming an addict. And now I can't help it. And at that moment, I was just thinking how important it is to be surrendered. That sometimes, you cannot always depend on your discernment and decision making. So discernment, decision making, they have their own place. But being very surrendered is very important. And when I look back at my own life, I think, that we stayed protected from many things because we listened to parents, just like that. It's not because we understood this is wrong, this is right, or there was really any sensibility about it, but we understood that this is something that the parents have asked not to do, so don't do. So we just were surrendered. And I feel that, this is about the child, and this is about, I'm giving the example of a physical parent, but when you grow up and you become parents or you are in bigger roles, then also people make a lot of mistakes. And why do they make mistakes? Because at that time there is no concept of being surrendered to parents. And this is when Baba comes in, and you see, Baba is Baba and Baba Shrimat. And this surrender that, I have to be in Baba's remembrance, and I have to surrender the buddhi, I have to surrender my time, my thought, my action, I have to surrender my life to Baba, and I have to do only that which Baba has allowed me to do. This is a great way to protecting yourself. And you see that brother, he was little and he was at least crying, but you see there are so many adults around, and you see in this whole world there is so much of alcoholism and addiction, and there are so many things that are going on, and then those people are not even having this realization and remorse that I am not doing the right thing, or I want to change it. And I remember there was this one brother, he damaged his liver, and he was around 55, 56, and he damaged his liver by having too much alcohol. And then he had a liver transplant, and that also happened with a lot of difficulty, because transplants are not easy. Finding a donor is not easy. And then after all that ordeal, what he did is, with the new liver, he still drank, and then he died. The next time there couldn't be a transplant also, and he died. And I was just thinking, what a waste of life. And you see, this thing that, we sometimes, and if you want to drive some sense into the person, or when you want to drive some sense into the person, who is the one who will get the sense? The buddhi. And the buddhi is already damaged. So how will you drive that sense into that person? It's so difficult. So I think, apart from discernment, apart from choosing actions, choosing wisely, there are some aspects that Baba underlines for us about surrender. And that surrender is very important. You have to be surrendered, and you have to know that I have to be in Baba's remembrance. My mind has to be in Baba's remembrance, and I have to be within the maryadas, the maryadas that Baba has set for me. I have to follow those maryadas. I have to be awake and remembering Baba in the morning. That is a maryada. Whether it makes sense to me, doesn't make sense to me, doesn't matter. I have to have pure food. I have to, follow celibacy. I do not have to think evil about or ill about anybody. My mind has to be full of good wishes and good feelings, not because I understand the logic of it, but because Baba has said so. And this is very important, because I don't think that we are in a place where we can really discern and decide everything. And you see what is happening to the whole world, because there is no Shrimat for them that you must have good wishes and good feelings for everyone all the time. So then you try to check case by case. Yes, who deserves good wishes, who doesn't deserve good wishes. And your buddhi is so tainted by Maya that you don't find even one person in a single day who deserves your good wishes. Yes, whole day you find only people who don't deserve your good wishes according to you. And you think, this is wrong about this person is such and such, and so how can I have good wishes for this one? And then what you do is, what are you doing to yourself? Just like that person is damaging his body, you are damaging your whole spiritual energy by doing so. So I think, when Baba says something, just do it. And we are not very wise, and we don't really, we are not in that position to understand everything. And surrender is a very big aspect. And Baba says that for the man and buddhi, Baba has given us directions that you must keep your man and buddhi with Baba. And what does it mean to be man manabhav, or what does it mean to keep your man and buddhi with Baba? So you see, who is Baba? So Baba is the ocean of knowledge. Baba is the ocean of peace, ocean of purity, ocean of power. So whenever I divert, or I take my buddhi to Baba, then what do I feel? I hear what he speaks. I feel the peace that he's giving me. I'm getting purified. I'm receiving all the love and power that he's sending my way. And I keep soaking that in. So that is the state of man mana bhav. So God is what God says. Just remember, when you remember somebody, yes, and do you remember them sitting in a corner, or do you remember them talking, walking, doing everything? Yes, so when you remember a person, you remember them with what they say, you remember them with what ideas they hold, you remember their vibrations, you remember how they make you feel. So all of that you remember when you remember a person. So man mana bhav means remembering Baba. And when you remember Baba, you remember what he says. You cannot remember Baba and forget what he said this morning, can you? So it's not like, Baba speaks all the time and then you remember a dumb Baba who is not speaking. That doesn't happen. Baba is speaking through his, through Brahma Baba's mouth, he is speaking to us. So when you remember Baba, you remember what he says. You remember how he makes you feel. And when you remember somebody, you are colored by their company. Have you seen that even if you become an adult and you remember your parent, how they treated you as a child, you become very childlike in that moment, because you also switch into that awareness of you where you are their child. So Baba says, when you remember Baba, you will also become a soul, because Baba looks at you as a soul. And the way Baba showers his love and peace and power on me, I will absorb that. And when I am in that state, so when I am in remembrance of Baba, when I am man mana bhav, then what am I like? I am knowledgeful, I am peaceful, I am powerful, I am loveful. And when I am in that state, then in that state, my spiritual powers of discernment, decision making, they work well. So then I choose my thoughts, I choose my actions. And the environment doesn't have an influence on me. The sanskars don't have an influence on me, because I'm powerful and I'm choosing whatever I think, whatever I do. So Baba says that it's very important to stay man mana bhav, and it requires practice. So just think about a child who was living like an orphan all his life, and then he meets his parents. Yes, so is it easy for him to now live in the house with rules? It's not easy because you see, all the habits are spoiled, and it will require a long time to train himself again to live in that discipline. So similar is the case with us. For 63 births, we have lived with this bizarre concept of freedom, where we are spoiling our karma every second and then living in karmic bondage, but we think that is freedom. So we have this thing that, I want to think whatever I want to behave the way I like. And you see, yesterday Baba said that you must tell the importance of Abu to everybody. But I was just thinking about, you see, that nowadays we don't want to treat anyone or anything with importance. In fact, people take a lot of pride in insulting the important. And you think that you are doing, you see, being respectful is considered to be, I don't know what, submissive or something. and daring is when you insult the most respected. Yes, so we are living in that world, and I see that, these days young people and everybody around has this idea that, you see, this trolling, what is this trolling? So you are sitting behind your screen and you're insulting the rich and famous and powerful. So it is giving you a sense of power, and you feel that power lies in insulting the powerful, power doesn't lie in being powerful. So that is a very twisted way of thinking. So we have come to this place, and I remember there was this one person and he criticized a very big figure, and he wrote many things on Twitter about that person, and then he was telling me that, you see, I gave him a piece of my mind. So I said, your mind is worth nothing right now. You're a nobody. And then you think that, your ticket to fame is that, you insulting somebody is your is the only qualification you have, or that is what defines you. I said, I don't know how to discuss this with you. So this is how it is, and this is why you see Baba says that there is no sensibility at all. So people, so Baba says that, and Baba tells us that giving respect is the way to earn respect. But these days people are earning respect by giving insult. Yes, and that the world has come to that. So this is the time when we need to be very careful about our state of mind, and our mind will only think the right thoughts, or take the buddhi will take the right decisions, or choose well, when you follow this one Srimad of surrendering your man and buddhi to Baba. And whatever you are doing, keep practicing that I want to keep Baba and Baba's teachings and Baba's vibrations in my awareness. And they will keep recharging you, they will keep filling you with the power to choose wisely. And this is why Baba says that we are Maliks right now, but we are not behaving like that always because of this, because of not following this one Srimad of Man Manabhav. So this is one thing. Then Baba today says that you are the stars of this earth. And you see, there is a lot of importance attached to stars. And the stars of the sky, it is said that they decide your fate. Yes, and they say that the position of the stars, the astronomical positions, they will decide your fate. Now Baba says it is not about those stars, it is about you stars. So all the mahima, all the praise that has been given to those stars is actually your praise. And Baba says that I am the only one who explains everything correctly to you, or who explains the meaning. So you see, there is this thing about symbolism. Yes, and in bhakti most things are symbolic, but now that symbolism is lost and we don't really know what the symbolism stood for. And Baba says that it is symbolic that those stars are considered to dictate the fortune and the fortune of the world, and also individual fortunes. But the truth is that You are the stars, and your avastha, your state of being, is the decisive factor in deciding your individual fortune and the fortune of the world. But are you ready to take that responsibility? Do you feel burdened when you get responsibility, or do you like taking responsibility? How many of you like taking responsibility? Yes. Most people don't these days. Most people get very anxious when they are given any responsibility. And have you seen those people who, when you give them something to do, they'll do it very fast and finish it? Why do they do it very fast and finish it? Because they cannot carry the burden that I have to do this. So they cannot take a responsibility for very long. So whenever they have a responsibility, they'll just finish it very quickly and just get over with it, so that now they can be very irresponsible. And there are others who, when you give them any responsibility, the first thing they'll do is they'll find a scapegoat, and they will first find a scapegoat and fix for themselves that if something goes wrong in this, then I'll blame this person and this situation for it. So these are all signs of running away from responsibility. And I always, in the center, when somebody tells me that I did this because this person said so, I discourage that very much. I say, you don't have to say this person told me this or this person did this. You have to take responsibility for what you did. And never tell me this person said this, this person did this. No. Even if they said it, you had to choose there. And if you chose to do it, you take the responsibility. You don't, try to shift that responsibility on somebody. So it's a very big quality, being responsible. And then in this world, when being responsible for little things looks like a big deal, Baba gives us very big responsibilities. And Baba says that if you are a deity soul, you will love to shoulder that responsibility. And Baba says that you are the star of this earth, you are the living star, and your state of being, your spiritual stage, that spiritual stage decides your destiny and the destiny of this world. So how much attention do I pay to my spiritual stage? Because I am the star of the earth, and my position, my stage, decides the destiny of this world. So this is the sensibility that Baba gives us today. And if I think I am so responsible, then how would I behave? I would always take care to keep my stage of knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, power high. Yes, so when you become karma conscious, when you become body conscious, then you don't mind losing your peace, losing your state of love, losing your happiness. When you get caught up in fame and defamation and success and failure and loss and gain, right? So when you are body conscious, when you are karma conscious, then success, failure, loss, gain, praise and defamation, they matter more. And you don't mind losing your peace, happiness and state of love and power over it, or your purity over it. But when you understand that you are a soul and your first responsibility is your spiritual stage, when you're soul conscious, then come what may, you don't lose your purity, your state of happiness, peace, love, and power. So that is the kind of responsibility we need to have regarding our thoughts, attitudes, behaviors, actions every second of the day. So this is one thing. Then Baba tells us the quality of we stars is that, those stars in the sky, they always remain constant. But we stars, we lose our light gradually. So we become dimmer and dimmer every day. And then Baba comes to fill us up with light again. And if I want to shine bright, I have to be connected to the source, because right now my light is very dim. So how will I shine? I will shine in reflected light. So I have to be very close to Baba. I have to be in Baba's remembrance so that I can shine brightly and light up the whole world. So I cannot shine alone. There are many spiritual paths who do not mention God. Yes, but they talk about spiritual power. They talk about increasing your spiritual power. But increasing spiritual power is impossible if you don't remember Baba. So you need to have, you need to know Baba, you need to listen to Baba, you need to remember Baba to increase spiritual power. You cannot do it on your own. So Baba says you have to understand your importance, and you also have to understand that right now my light is dim. But when I am with the source of light, then I shine brightly. And by being with the source always, I also come back to my state of shining brightly always and constantly. So this is what I have to pay attention to. And then Baba says today that we are always human beings. When we are Shudra also we are human beings. When we are Brahmin also we are human beings. And when we are deity also we are human beings. Yes, it's not the physical structure that changes. It's 2 hands, 2 legs all the time. But then what distinguishes us is the character. So today I would like you to create 3 columns, and in each column define what is Shudra character, what is the counterpart godly character, and counterpart deity character. Yes, for example, the Shudra character is to criticize, the deity character is to accept, and the godly character is to accept, and the deity character is to not even be aware. Because you don't even make the effort to accept, because you see, acceptance and rejection, they are 2 poles. So when you don't have the capacity to reject, you don't even have to make the effort to accept. So then in the deity character, there is simply no awareness that something can be criticized. Yes, a Brahman character is godly character, because Baba teaches us all the characters. So that is the Brahmin character or godly character, and then there is the deity character. So make a list of however many characters you can, whether it is 21, 108. So make it minimum 21, and if somebody can do 108, very good. So just think about this and do this exercise, and even people who listen to the class on YouTube, you can submit that task on YouTube if you do it. Okay, Om Shanti.